So for those who may be new to this channel, perhaps you're wondering, what exactly are my abilities? What abilities is she even talking about? What abilities are within us that she keeps talking about? I don't notice these abilities, but I understand some of the things she's talking about, but they could just be flukes in one's life and so on. You see, these abilities are hard to believe because they appear to be magical in some sense, but what are they, you may ask? Well, let's get into that. But before I do, let me take a moment to thank you for coming onto our channel, Metaphysical Awakening. My name is Aya, and I work alongside my mom, Hitomi, in consultations, amongst other things. And we have a website, metaphysicalawakening.com, which you are welcome to visit. And currently, I'm putting together information, as I promised before, on the meaning behind the auric expressions of colors, which you may be interested in. You will find information on the metaphysical properties of stones there and see the different services we offer in regards to consultations. So we hope you like what you see there and hope to hear from you soon if you're interested in a consultation with us. Two, don't forget to visit us either on Sunday or Wednesday on our live Instagram session. Mache, a fellow metaphysical practitioner, and I are doing a live Instagram session together on a weekly basis for those who are interested in a free energy reading from us and listening to our experiences as metaphysical practitioners. I know to some it may sound weird, but I find that the more you get into this, the more it sounds, or it becomes to sound normal, because you see how you deal with it on a day-to-day life when you take the time to observe your surroundings. You may be surprised at how normal and natural it really is. So if you're interested, feel free to come join us in our live Instagram metaphysical chats. We'd love to see you there. Now, in regards to the services we offer, feel free to look into those on our website, and we'll be happy to answer any of your questions. You can follow us on Instagram, which I will leave a link to down below in the description, for any updates on our monthly free energy healing sessions and so on. So, okay, well, let's talk about these abilities. What are they? So let's get into that. Well, each of us has a way of accessing our abilities. What one may do may not be the trick for another. What I mean by that is, what worked for me may not work for you. However, my philosophy is to start with something basic, such as stones to detect energy frequencies. You can find them anywhere, and you can take the time in a park somewhere to feel into them, or do something as simple as standing or leaning up against a tree. That's sufficient. You see, I'm more practical when it comes to this stuff. It's just the way my mind works. But for another, playing around with energy is sufficient, such as, recognizing heat building up between your two palms, recognizing that there's energy building up there. Therefore, you may feel a slight pressure or resistance between, your two palms. Or perhaps as you walk by someone, you feel their disappointment in something. And that is an emotion you're picking up. And some people are quite sensitive to that. Have you ever encountered someone that just rubbed you the wrong way? Or perhaps encountered someone that you feel this enormous positive vibe from? Like, yes, one of positivity or of total excitement. You see, we are all energy beings. We interact with each other with our energy. It's just is what it is. So now the question is, how do we get in tune with our own abilities to make them sharper, so to speak, so that we can pick up more, or perhaps amplify them more, so that we can be more sensitive to our surroundings? Well, this is where it gets tricky, because first you want to know what they are. So I'm going to tell you what I know for now, because there's more to learn, and there's just no way to know all of what's out there. I mean, this has gone on for many, many centuries, in many, many lands, in many, many cultures on this planet and other planets too. So how are we supposed to gather all of what's out there, right? So I'll just go over what I know as of now. You too may have heard from many different people. And what I find so far is that they seem to derive from the idea of this basic understanding of the human's connection to their environment and the people who surround them and the integrity of the human population. And in order to have this basic understanding, our spiritual side of us can do the work in providing information that fills the gap wherever it's needed. You see, we are naturally who we are outside of these bodies. We go somewhere and eventually we come back into a body. But in the meantime, we grow and make many realizations about our existence. Therefore, there needs to be that connection to our spiritual or energetic nature side. You see, and this is the way I feel, so please keep that in mind. I feel that we are all spiritual and energetic beings roaming around in life, living the way we do based on what we're told by society, our parents, peer pressure, religion, and the list goes on and on. We are governed not only by the body we inhabit, but by nature itself. We follow rules that nature has provided us. Don't eat this plant because it can kill you. Don't eat these species of animals because they're dangerous to your health. Don't live in this region because it's too cold for the human body. Don't live there either because in the desert heat you can't grow anything or live a healthy lifestyle due to the extreme heat. Don't go further south because of increasing amount of volcanic eruptions. Therefore, stick to this area for now. So we are governed by nature in a way. Our perception of life on this planet is shaped by many things. Therefore, it's important to have that in mind when going into the metaphysical. These important factors shape us into who we are today. And without them, we would be different kinds of human beings. Imagine if none of us were shaped in any way or form from the time that we were born. Imagine that world, that reality. What do you imagine? Chaos, perhaps, or maybe harmony, or maybe a mishmash of people gathered together, peaceably. Who knows, really? Because I can't go back to a time when that really happened. If it had happened, I hope it, wasn't disastrous. But anyway, the point is, we're shaped by many forces around us, including nature. So what do we do about this? And another thing to question is if these rules, norms, regulations, whatever you want to call it, have made us forget about these innate abilities that we have. And if so, why? Now, I have my own conclusions, but I'll leave it up to you. For now, let's see what we can do to release ourselves from, for the time being. So I say for the time being, because when you're accessing them or simply using them, that is done as you are in the moment. So take time to simply breathe in and out calmly to relax your mind and body. And I'm going to sit here with you as you're doing that. Let's just take some time to clear our mind. Let's tune out whatever it is that's bothering you or making you worried. Let's just relax. Breathe in, breathe out. Now, as your mind starts to settle down, you'll find your muscles starting to relax. You'll find your breathing starting to get shallower. You won't be breathing as deeply as before. And you'll feel yourself perhaps floating away or just being calm and at peace. Now close your eyes and think of a moment when you had crossed a street somewhere. You take a step forward from the sidewalk or pavement onto the street, and you start to walk on the pedestrian crosswalk. You calmly walk, making your way to the other side. As you walk, you see a bluebird to your left, high up in a tree looking down at you, observing you as you make your way across the crosswalk. He watches you make your way and you wonder, why is he looking at you? Why is he observing you in such a way? But you keep walking, and suddenly you see a red cardinal on the other side of the street, waiting for you on a tree branch, not so high off the ground. Perhaps it's just short enough to where you can reach it. So you continue to make your way and watch the red cardinal as you keep walking towards him calmly. Now you see another bird who is quite colorful. On its feathers you see a combination of red, yellow, and green, sort of like a parakeet, but not a parakeet. So you take a closer look as you get closer to the other side and realize you're looking at a tropical bird who doesn't really belong in this region. So you wonder where she came from. Perhaps she escaped a bird cage from somewhere, or just flew north to check out the region. Who knows? So you keep walking in amazement of what you've seen so far while walking on this crosswalk. And you ponder, what kind of life would it be without these beautiful birds? What if we woke up one morning without a sound from these birds? How devastating that would be. So your thought goes from one thing to another along the lines of what ifs. But as you make your way to the other side of the crosswalk, you decide to turn left because that's where your grandmother lives. So you turn left and pass by the little tropical bird on the lower branch of a tree. And eventually pass by the red cardinal. And now lastly, the bluebird. You think to yourself, what a beautiful, bright, clear, sunny day. The sky appears to you as a sea of blue, which gives you hope for a wonderful day. How do you feel now? More relaxed? I hope so. Perhaps even visualizing these things may have brightened up your mood a bit. The main thing is that you're more relaxed and your mind is off whatever was bothering you. So, okay, let's move on. Now, you see, that was a visualization technique, which can be quite powerful to many people because it can calm us down, put us in a hypnotic state. It can inspire us to do something. I mean, imagine yourself getting the attention for doing something grand or great during your visualization or daydreaming. It may be just enough to get you to do that thing, you know. You see, visual images in our brain can be quite powerful. Our emotions are connected too. We react, we are reactive beings. So now that you are more relaxed, it's time to feel into your own energy. Your own energy extended around you, as if you're creating a bubble around yourself. Now, close your eyes and imagine swimming in your very own bubble full of your own energy. Keep your eyes closed. Now, in that bubble that you have created with your own energy, you may see many different movements of colors, twisting and turning this way and that. You may be seeing your energy moving vertically. You may be seeing your energy flowing vertically in such manner with force. Or you may be seeing your own energy moving slowly this way or that. You may be seeing one solid color that sticks out from the rest. You may be seeing a mixture of colors that seem to be dancing around each other. Just take a moment to observe your energy frequencies. Just observe and enjoy. That's you. That's your own energy. That's you in your natural state. Be grateful for who you are, because that's what makes you special and different from the rest. Now, as I said before, your energy represents you. Whatever you feel, whatever emotions that are coming out of you, whatever perceptions you have are displayed by your energy frequencies. So, let's say you're coming down the street and you're angry about a situation going on at work. And as you're returning home, I spot you and check out your energy just 'cause. And what I see is a fascinating display of red along with blue and a mix of green all swirling together in a motion that I can't help but pick up anger when I feel behind it. Red for deep passion and seriousness about something. Green for how your heart was affected by it. It seems you'll be carrying it for a while. And blue because you're very mentally involved in this issue. Even the tone of blue explains to me how deeply involved you are mentally and psychologically. So you can plan ways to resolve the issue in your mind as you continue walking down the street on your way home. So you can see what can be picked up from just looking and feeling behind your auric expressions or color. Quite a bit, actually. So don't underestimate the power of color. Now, going back to what you have just seen in regards to your own energy, that is what we would call beyond the physical or the metaphysical. Quite a simple concept when it comes to seeing energy. The tough part, or the part that takes more time, is the meaning behind those mix of colors. I mean, do they represent how you feel today, or who you are as a person in this body, or do they represent the many varieties of traits that make up who you are today? What do they represent? What do they say about you? Well, that's our job in regards to what we do as metaphysical practitioners, because without doing so, it's tough to be objective when it comes to matters at hand. This is what I mean. Perhaps you're dealing with a tough situation and you don't know which way to go. Perhaps moving on past it involves making complicated decisions. Perhaps unlinking yourself from the situation is the best way to go. Perhaps skipping out on a friend who is involved in this mess somehow will change the outcome of the situation. Who knows, really? But looking at your energy frequencies, which are represented by the colors that they give off, gives us an idea of not only how you're dealing with it, but what the outcome could possibly be in regards to how you will deal with the consequences. Because we are who we are, and the way we see things about a person, place, or situation is based on how we are. So seeing through your eyes, so to speak, is our job. Stepping into your shoes is what we do. It is like looking through a rear view mirror in some cases. For example, we look through you to see how you feel about something or someone, and we look back in hindsight. We look at what could have been done to prevent a situation from happening. So what's good in doing that when what is done is done? Well, truly it's to get a better feel about the situation that had played out. Perhaps you missed something that wasn't visible within your sight, such as, what's going on around you that may have caused a ripple effect and reached out to others, which then caused a chain reaction of some kind. You just may never know. Now, as for the other abilities, they are typically a little more difficult for people to grasp. They involve words, thoughts, feelings, and so on. And to some, it seems a little out of this world, being that this kind of concept involves a bit more. So let's get into that a little. So what do I mean by words? Well, at times we pick up words, don't we? And what I mean is, okay, what happens when you go shopping with a list of food that you've already put together, but there's that one thing you hadn't written. So you shop, you get everything that's on the list, and at the very last minute, something pops straight into your mind. My God, you've forgotten about the bread you'll need for tonight's meal. Well, what is it that just happened? Is it your own machinations of the mind, or was there some outside influence going on there? Well, you may never know. But in my case, I do, because I'm better able to differentiate my thoughts from those of others. So as I'm walking down the same aisle as you are, shopping myself, I may pick up the word bread and look to my left where you're standing. And I may say the word bread. And you think to yourself, how on earth did she say something I was just thinking about? Or what a coincidence. But you see, this happens to me all the time, but I can no longer call it a coincidence. Instead it's communication. I'm just hearing what someone next to you, who is not in physical form as you and I, said. You pick it up as if it's your own thought, when really it's that of another reminding you what you need, because they know what you're having for dinner tonight. Who knows? They may have decided for you. So you see, what goes on around us is more than you and I think. What I pick up, see, feel, and etc. is just a small fraction of what's really going on around us. So there's much to learn in this field, which is, the field of mystery to many. And how do I feel about that in regards to knowing just a tiny fraction or a tiny bit of what's out there? Well, a bit frustrated, because I want to understand the whole thing, right? Why does this happen, but that doesn't? And why is it this way? And so on. Why do some people say this, but others in this field don't experience that? And so on. There's so much to this. And what I find is that many in this field are in their own individual bubble, learning as they go. So what does that bubble mean? Well, I find that it depends on the person. But what I do believe or feel is that within that bubble is their own reality of their situation. It's how they view or see things. It's what they experience themselves, and so on. So when one says they see this or that, feel this way or that way about things, it's based on the bubble they are contained in. Therefore, my conclusion on this matter is that we are going through our own journey, and what one has to say is just as important as the other. And that means, for myself, that we take it at face value and contemplate on what they say. Whether we use it to influence our mind or heart is up to us. Just so we remember that what we feel or experience is just as important as what they say. And what I say is based on my own experience. The knowledge I have gathered is based upon what I've gained from doing this all these years, which is not many compared to some who have been in it for much longer. But I do advise to observe. Just that. Simply observe. Then make up your mind as to what you want to do with what you felt, saw, or experienced. Or do nothing. Let the experience settle in your mind, and as time goes on, you will be better able to understand what that was all about. Now, I have gone into a couple of the abilities that I'm aware of using, but not all. If I go into them all, it'll be a very long video, and it already is, but perhaps I should break it up into a few videos. But I wanted to give you relatable experiences that you may have had at some point in your life where you swear something other than normal had just happened. Therefore, at those moments in your life, you have experienced something metaphysical, and perhaps it stays on the back of your mind because it's made a strong impression on you. Well, it happens to many of us, and those moments will happen more and more in your daily life when you start to resonate with your surroundings. Yes, resonate. I think it's the perfect word for it, because once you do, you'll find time flowing in a more continuous way, not with several mishaps, more like one with a natural flow, because you're paying more attention to your surroundings. You're maneuvering your way through life with less distractions and pay more attention to yourself and the people around you. You're reading into their emotions, so you know how they feel about this way and that, and that's how you're better able or skilled to say the right things that they need to hear to make their day better. Or perhaps you have plans or objectives in life and you want to do stuff to get there properly, so that once you achieve them, they are long lasting and secure. Well, this helps in many different ways, such as meeting the right people, the ones, not the ones who could take you down, but being in the right place at the right time, making the right moves at the right time, and so on. This is what it's like to be in tune, or as I said before, to resonate with your surroundings. Go try it out one day. Make an effort to resonate with the people around you, with your environment, with nature, with wherever you are, and see how your day goes. Is it any better? Did time flow the same way as any other day? Did you feel a sense of peace as you went along your day? Did you make someone smile, then in turn made you smile? Did anything good happen? Did anything bad happen? And if so, do you see why? What I mean is, did it happen in order for you to move on? In order for you to break ties with someone who may have not been the right fit for you in regards to, whatever it is that you're doing or working on and so forth? You may find it surprising to do so each day of your life. Make it a 30-day challenge and see how your month goes. I could be life-changing, who knows? But for whatever reason, do it with the intention of bettering your life. Therefore, bettering others, because you affect others and vice versa. So as you go through life trying to make the right decisions, resonate. Resonate with who you are inside and go outward. Then we will be making the right decisions based on who we are inside moving forward. Well, thank you for stopping by our channel, Metaphysical Awakening. And we hope that you all have a beautiful and fantastic day. Enjoy your energy and celebrate who you are. There's no one like you, and that's what makes you special. So live it up, as they say. Thank you so much for being here, and much love to you all. Be kind to yourself and treat yourself to a lovely day. Inspire others to do the same. Thank you, everyone. Bye.